Your own thoughts can make or break you sometimes. That's what my sister told me when we discussed the 3-year anniversary of our mother's passing. 3 years, 3 Christmases, 3 birthdays, 1 graduation, 1 move to college, and infinite days of change. It seems ironic to me that we as humans are so involved in change, and with that change comes time. What time is it? Do you have enough time? Our so-called time on Earth is this continuous reel of moments that we bundle together, beginning with our births and going on until we pass from one existence to the next in death. Even death has a time. 10:45. I'm calling time at 10:45. Those were the first words I heard uttered when my mother stopped ticking with the clock of life. In that exact moment, I had absolutely no idea what time meant. 10:45 p.m., the 13th day of April. I could not simply fathom time as the fact that a week ago she had been laughing and watching a movie with me, or a year ago when she courageously began chemotherapy treatments weekly, or 17 months ago when she was what I would have considered entirely healthy, and especially that in 12 days she would not celebrate her 54th birthday. In 3 years, I made the transition from high school to college. I moved from Swampscott to Syracuse, adolescent to young adult, teenager to 20-year-old. Some days I feel as if time screeched to a halt in the same moment that my mom died. It's a favorable excuse to rationalize why everything I had ever understood for 17 years would change in one instant. But really, it's been 36 months, 1,095 days, 26,280 hours, millions and billions of seconds and minutes, which I mostly cannot account for. When I reflect on these 3 years, there are memories that flash more brilliantly through my mind than others, and there are those that fizzle into the background. A blur is there. A blur that is overwhelming, sometimes all-consuming, and if I don't focus on hiding from it, will completely attack me. In the aftermath of my mom's passing, the idea of time seemed to become so important and irrelevant all at once. The depression I was experiencing seemed to simmer like a pot of mixed emotions and wavering moods. Now, even after what many would say has been enough time, my depression still lingers around me. It often hits me like the warning signs of being faint, but in slow motion. Sometimes for no reason, I become dizzy, lightheaded, and I can't feel much pressure. Suddenly, everything around me fades into the background. There is a loss of urgency in my day, and time is yet again forgotten. Days will pass by, and in my mind, it has only been moments. That feeling derives from numbness, the numbness that makes me forget what day it is, at what hour I set my alarm, or to return my 4 missed calls. Everything becomes effort, and with effort, you need strength. I don't always believe that I can have that strength. The strength to get out of bed, to sing like I used to, or laugh because I want to. A lot becomes forced once I remember that thing called time. There's somewhere to be, something to do, and if I don't, I will have missed it. But in the end of what is a horrific cycle, I usually do. I let myself remember, I play memories back, or I imagine future ones, and I let myself feel. Many days I hold back so much of what I'm feeling just to survive the day because I know that in the eyes of others, I cannot afford to spend time on 3 years of grief. From the outside, however, I'm sure that one person could look at me and assume that I am okay. Why any 20-year-old woman should be so unraveled by her mother's death must seem exaggerated. Sure, it is normal to grieve, to cry, and to mourn. I remember when people would tell me that I shouldn't be sad because my mom would want me to be happy. Or furthermore, I should remember that she is in a better place now. But what place was better than at the center of your family members' lives? What purpose was more important than my mother guiding me into womanhood? What could she be doing that was better than being with her children, husband, and friends? I can understand why people get awkward about death. It's unpredictable, and it's different for everyone. But despite all of that, I'll never agree that a place being better could make my suffering tolerable. In spite of time, no matter how many days pass by, my mom is still my mom. And as her youngest child, I know certainly that she would rather be beside me when I needed her most, no matter how much better somewhere else could seem. No amount of time could heal the permanent scars that remain, but no amount of time can erase my memories either. A part of me was lost that day, and a new part of me blossomed. Something inside of me was created that learned to love and hate time simultaneously. Something inside of me realized that I still have my own time. Time to travel, time to learn, time to discover new worlds. And if there's anything I think my mom would want me to do most with my time, it would be to love, and to love unconditionally.